The gravity formula
Alright guys, what's up guys, my name is the Anime King David and I'm back again with a new, with my part 2 of this rant. Now, continuing off where I left off last episode, how could Screw Attack even know what form of Superman, what version we were even using in the first place? Because there are many versions of Superman that would easily be stopped by Goku, in my own opinion. Now, we've seen Superman in lots of instances sneeze and blow out solar systems. We've seen versions of Superman lift up the Earth for 5 days straight, lifting up 9 planets on his back, taking the entire solar system to a different galaxy. We've seen forms of Superman that even died from, very high falls, very high drops from different places. We've actually seen Superman die from simple blasts of energy. You know, we've seen Superman in some cases, at this point, yes, at this point we all know Superman is very overpowered because he's been here longer than Dragon Ball Z. Of course, that's natural. But now what I'm pointing out now is that Dragon Ball Z isn't really much of a specialty with Screw Attack. They said themselves they are not that fond of Dragon Ball in the first place. What I believe they did this for is to actually spite us, Dragon Ball Z fans and anime fans. And let me point out exactly why I believe Screw Attack is biased on what they did. They based this off a lot of old Dragon Ball Z material. Now, the whole Goku can lift up 40 tons in his base form. Now, that actually 10 tons if you think about it. 10 tons in his...
But even though his key reserve cannot be measured,
40 tons, yeah. 40 tons at best in his base form. Now, what they forgot is that this is the Supreme, but this is not Supreme Cosmic. This is the Afterlife. Alright? The Afterlife has much larger gravitation than the Earth itself in Dragon Ball Z does. So basically, yes, it has your body feels lighter, but at the same time, it's more gravity than Earth. It's very complicated as a matter of fact, but just because the realm itself has a lighter, just because your physical body's lighter, the dimension itself has a greater gravitational pull on that body, even though it's lighter than your normal body. So basically, this is, I would have to say, 10 to 50 times greater gravitational pull than the Earth did in normal Earth itself, which should mean that Goku himself should be lifting up as much in the normal world that you said that he could in the normal Super Saiyan mode. And that's another thing right there, because they didn't, apparently Screw Attack didn't understand this was the other world Goku was training in. Okay, this is the other world Goku was training in, and this was without ki, yes, but even without ki, we've seen Goku lift up much more than just 40 tons. Now, I admit this is even an inconsistency from Akira Toriyama himself, although because when Goku was yet to even master his ki energy in Dragon Ball, we've seen him lift up big boulders and cars with absolute ease, especially when in the beginning of the story when he was just a child. Goku simply lifted up a car with Bulma in it and threw it like it was just a toy. So cars automatically are about 5 tons, especially that boulder itself has to be around I'd say 10 tons at the very most. But you're telling me 40 years later in the Kai realm, Goku's base is already, I'd say, Super Saiyan fucking mastered Super Saiyan level in the fucking Frieza saga, where without ki, Frieza used telekinesis to lift up an entire island in the Namek saga. And at this point, and I've seen a lot of Screw Attack's fucking videos before. If you've seen that battle between Vegeta and Shadow, you see that Vegeta just basically shot the moon and sent it just flaming, just rocketing down towards Earth, and the moon having, I'd say, a tenth of the weight the Earth itself does. Vegeta being able to do that, what you're saying, that Vegeta's light years ahead of Goku? Either you don't know anything about Dragon Ball, or you're just sitting here trying to spite us good Dragon Ball Z fans. Another thing about speed. Now, all you really, basically judge the speed off of is Goku's ability in Goku's speed and the sorry about that. Goku's speed and the Snake Weight. That's another thing right there. Goku's speed should not just be judged on Snake Way. That's all you did, basically. All you've done is basically judge Goku's speed off of Snake Way and simply multiply that by Goku's Super Saiyan forms. Goku has gotten light years fucking faster than he was in the beginning of the Saiyan saga. I don't even have to point that out. I don't even have to point that inconsistency out. You guys already know that. Another thing is Goku's durability. Now, at this point, we've yet to see someone actually survive a planet explosion. Superman can easily survive black holes, suns, all of that. Supernovas, even solar system explosions, you know, just high-level things like that which dwarf a normal Earth explosion in power. Yes, I would say that would beat the hell out of anyone in Dragon Ball Z at this point, but I'm wondering at this point, you know, because Vegeta actually did die from the planet explosion and Frieza blew it up. I'm not, maybe not that Superman would actually die in a planet explosion, but at this point we don't know what form of Superman he would even use it. You know, this is the same old Superman, and not only that, Goku does have the ability to use instant transmission. That instant transmission itself is instantaneous, so he can do that. He can just simply put his hands on Superman and teleport him anywhere that he would want to, anywhere in the entire universe, and he can teleport himself away from the sun. At this point in Dragon Ball Z, Beerus himself is said to be able to destroy multiple suns at once, be able to destroy galaxies with ease, Whis himself being able to turn back time. So if we're judging back DC versus Dragon Ball Z altogether at this point, Dragon Ball Z would put up a much greater battle than they could ever in Dragon Ball GT. So that's progressive as we're going on. And don't forget Dragon Ball Super, we can better compare Dragon Ball Z to DC whenever we like, when new manga comes out for this new new series. Now, someone who's easily able to destroy a sun, that's a very high, you know, and with his physical energy, even able to create a sun-like attack is very beyond anything we've seen in Dragon Ball GT. So already, just because of the power levels, that shows you these guys are dwarf Dragon Ball GT in power. My question is, should Goku be able to actually put up a good battle against any form of Superman except for Prime in his Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan form, since Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku is much stronger than 70% Beerus in Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. And as I said in one of my last videos, I believe on my old channel, Anime Dave, that that Beerus gets stronger every time he goes to sleep. So basically that means that he's become at least 10 times stronger in this new movie, because it has to fit within the story of Goku becoming stronger and Beerus remaining this all-powerful god of destruction. Now,
you almost had me a couple of times.
Superman could sneeze and destroy solar systems. That basically dwarfs Dragon Ball Z in power. Although, basically, Dragon Ball Z is more contained when it comes to energy. Dragon Ball Z is kind of like that power concentration. Especially when he became a god. Now, Goku, and Beerus, whenever they battle, they're able to control, Frieza, but basically Goku and Beerus, whenever they fight, they're more able to control their powers without letting things get destroyed easily like Superman. So they have more control over their physical abilities, which is why I would say that even throughout all of Dragon Ball Z. So this is why I would say Dragon Ball Z has more of a power, power control than anybody in Superman. So, I would definitely say that that's exactly a point of why we don't have these. We don't show all these different things about Goku lifting up a planet or any of that. And I've showed you that Goku is thousands of times stronger, thousands of times faster than he was, just by what Screw Attack put on. It's automatically proven that Goku is stronger than he was in the actual fucking death battle. That is absolutely disgusting just to look at. And at this point, this is all without Ki. All right, his durability, his strength, and speed is all without Ki. So if Goku actually, fired up his Ki energy, he would obviously be stronger. And at this point, 25 billion versus 100 quintillion. Literally millions of times stronger. I honestly believe these guys would actually destroy Superman. Whatever version of Superman that Screw Attack actually used in their death battle would be destroyed by this current Goku. He is a god at this point. Beerus himself is a god. They would put up a 20 times better battle. Beerus himself could just simply destroy the entire sun, and leaving Superman rendered powerless. Him and his and Whis physical speed are literally so quick that they're able to travel the entire universe in literally 26 minutes. So if Superman tries to use his super speed and go across the universe to go to another sun, or go to another part of the universe and absorb power from another sun, Beerus could track him down easily and destroy that sun. Because as a matter of fact, he is a god of destruction. No telling what his physical strength is. In my opinion, whatever's able to actually destroy an entire planet should be able to lift up at least a 25th of its weight. So at this point, Beerus is simply, without a doubt, able to destroy entire galaxies at once, blow suns apart. Goku himself is at that same level of power. If he chose to, he could do it as well. And just comparing their power levels to Dragon Ball GT, these guys should obviously be millions of times stronger than they were back in that series. So at this point, I definitely do believe there should be a rematch towards Goku and Superman. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, what they did is that because before this death battle, Superman versus Goku even happened, the whole community was just begging for this, saying, oh, Goku win, Superman would win. And as biased as Screw Attack is, they wanted to show how Superman would win, and I guess they just decided they wanted to go on and create a fucking battle between Goku and versus Superman. And the reason why I say it's biased is because what would Super Saiyan 4 Goku be doing using a power pole? Okay, if Superman is invulnerable to magic, these guys should be able to use use magic without even having the power of a power pole. That's not the only magical thing they have in Dragon Ball Z. Another thing is that they highly underestimated the character's abilities and power. So at this point, if we use true level Goku, if we use Goku's true absolute power by Dragon Ball GT, he should be able have been able to do at least a little bit of damage to Superman. But at this motherfucking point, Akira Toriyama has completely outdone himself when it comes to creating Dragon Ball. So at this point, these guys are thousands, millions even at times stronger than they were in Dragon Ball GT. I don't care what anybody out there says. The Dragon Ball Daizenshu power levels are the most official thing we can get of anything Dragon Ball. And the only, I'd say, reliable source says that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is 25 billion. Okay? So at this point, a lot of Dragon Ball Z guys out there are going to say this is wrong, that was wrong. But that was actually brought out by the Daizenshu. So how could you call it wrong? That's the most highest level of intelligence we can actually get from Dragon Ball, no matter what kind of fan-made stuff is out there. So that alone says that Goku, at this point in time, would put up a 10 times better battle against Superman than Dragon Ball GT Goku would. And these are all the reasons why I say that Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods has trumped all these different abilities that Dragon Ball GT had. Now, when you see Omega Shenron, him saying, I can destroy the universe with my negative energy, that's right, with his negative energy itself, which is not truly his or his own physical power. Okay? Omega Shenron was said to be able to destroy the universe with the negative force. It's basically, all positive energy creates life. Negative energy is the opposite of life. He can destroy life and light with negative energy because that's the naturality of that energy. That's not his power. That was the power given to him by the atmospheric darkness. All right? That's not really his own physical strength. Alone, he was said to be able to maybe destroy a galaxy at a time, but even then, Mr. Popo said the previous the previous Dark Dragon only progressively destroyed that galaxy. So he can easily destroy planets, but I don't know about galaxies. And Beerus himself was said to be easily able to destroy the entire Kai realm in a matter of minutes, if he wanted to. That means that an entire dimensional realm, a universe in his own, he was said to be able to easily destroy. Not only that, King Kai even saying that this guy is easily able to destroy galaxies without even moving his finger. And he's